are a little crazy. You gotta be a little crazy. And we're a little nutty. But we happen to believe that there's something so compelling here. That's something that is so compelling that's touched upon in that opening song of the famous Fiddler on the Roof, which is more like an opening hymn to tradition. The old man who sings that knows that his community is what it is because of its fidelity to its tradition. When a community loses its tradition, it loses itself. So that's what we're about here today. We're about committing ourselves, making a statement of purpose about the Dominican tradition. A tradition that we don't merely want to survive, but we want to thrive. And to provide that context, that environment that allows it to flourish. Life is about purpose. And purpose propels those three things without which nothing great or lasting is ever achieved. And that is vision, commitment, and the generosity that sustains both. This place, this site, began with the vision of a wonderful group of religious sisters, the Loretto sisters, Sister Annie's group of sisters. And they had this vision about educating young Catholic women and forming them in the Catholic faith and forming them in personal holiness some 160 years ago. And here we are, a century and a decade later, with a similar vision about forming young men in personal holiness in the Catholic faith, and then sending them out to be preachers and teachers. Preachers and teachers with the mind and heart of that preeminent preacher and teacher and pastor. Ones that will speak with an authority that's not merely the external authority of smart or wise or eloquent words, but the internal authority that comes from being rooted and in communion with the Lord who builds every house, the house within and the house without. Buildings, however, don't come to a life of their own. Building cannot have life unless life comes to the building. Otherwise, it's just an empty structure designed by an architect, engineered, and with others, they place bricks and mortar and geometric order. But vision, commitment, and generosity, your vision, your commitment, your generosity, whichever way you participate in this, that's what brings this to life in a time when the church is so hungry for new life and good news about what's possible for the future. So this is a statement of hope about the future. And I hope you pick that up as you gather around and go on the tour and sense the art of the invisible and the vision that we have here. The commitment of these young people who are entrusting their lives in order to give their lives away for the church. So I thank those of you who have already brought us to this point. And I'll be back to ask you to continue to provide your vision and your commitment and your generosity. And I ask those of you considering gifts, considering participating with your support in this project, that you pick up most of all, pick up on that intangible, that is the Dominican spirit and tradition that's gone on for 800 years. And we want to flourish for another 800 years. And then, if any are wondering who are local, are the Dominicans here to stay? Let me assure you, with our project on Spring Street, Aquinas Institute, and this project, we are committed to the church here in St. Louis, certainly to the church in the Midwest, and to being around for a good long time. We invite you to be committed to that same vision as well. We're going to close this part of our program with O Christ.